Today we're going to talk about what exactly is a natural monopoly. Now, natural monopoly is the case whereby it is more expensive for us to produce if there are multiple firms as opposed to production by one single firm. Means to say it's cheaper for us to have one firm than to have multiple firms competing in the industry. Now, why is this the case that a natural monopoly is so special? The first unique feature that is usually associated with the natural monopoly is that there are extremely high fixed costs of distribution. This means that there is a need to actually invest in large-scale infrastructure. Like in the case of electricity, right, you've got to invest in the power plant, the laying of electrical cables. The case of gas and water, same thing, laying of gas pipe, water pipes, and the generation of gas, as well as extraction of water. Network for rail and subway, it's very expensive to actually lay a rail network, especially need to get rid of existing properties that are along the way. Now, in specific case of natural monopoly, we think that competition is not the best for efficiency, because think of this logically. If we are talking about electricity, say for example, to an area that is as small as Singapore, it makes sense for it to be done by one firm, because one firm laying the electrical cables for a small area, it makes sense, as opposed to having a few firms all laying the same electrical cables. Then you have multiple set of electrical cables running through the area. That doesn't make any sense. Right, and if we look at the significant economies of scale that the small firm can derive in a small market, imagine if the market is so small that it only demands for a very low output, say Q1, and then you have one firm producing at Q1. This is the long run average cost curve. If this is the long run average cost curve and the one firm is producing at Q1, it will necessarily derive the lowest cost possible, P1. As opposed to if you have multiple firms. You have multiple firms producing, say we have 3 firms producing. If we have 3 firms producing, then the output level will be divided by these 3 firms, right? Then if each firm is only producing the level Q0, you look at the price, the cost immediately going up from P1 to P0. So the firm will not derive substantial economies of scale if there were multiple firms producing in the market. Right, so it seems like what we've said so far is that the natural monopoly seems to be all good. But remember, the natural monopoly is still a monopoly, so it can engage in behavior that abuse its market position. Like, it can restrict output and charge high prices because it is a monopoly after all. There are no close substitute for the good, and it might be complacent that it doesn't try to lower its cost of production or try to come up with innovative new products. So therefore, even we think that natural monopoly is good, then we still need to have government regulation. Like for example, nationalization. The government can take over the running of the natural monopoly. Like in most cases, we call utilities public utilities because it's being run by the government. Why let the government run it? Is because the government can charge and maintain a fair price. Then regulatory oversight, it's creation of government regulatory bodies to provide oversight of the natural monopolies. These government organizations will ensure that the monopolies do not overcharge, do not exploit the consumers, and also decide what the monopolies can do or cannot do, like investing in certain things or trying to make its monopoly power bigger.